Hi guys, hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the continuation of the previous video, IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. In that, we have written already the nomenclature structure: primary suffix, primary prefix, secondary prefix, root word, primary suffix, secondary suffix. Secondary prefix, primary prefix, okay, under root word, primary suffix, secondary suffix. Here we have already discussed in previous lecture. Root word we have done it, and primary suffix we have done it. Primary suffix we have done it, and primary prefix we have done it. Secondary prefix also here we have done. Okay. Now we are going through the secondary suffix. Okay, the continuation. If you don't know the video, then you go and watch my previous video. Now you can see here secondary suffix. I am going to give you names of secondary suffix. Right here, functional group name of the functional group we can write here, and the next one you can see here symbol of the functional group. The next one here we can see secondary suffix. Okay, right. The first one you can write it as alcohol. The symbol is OH, we can see here, and it is named as ol. Ol. We write it as ethanol, methanol, propanol, ol for alcohols. The first one here it comes, and the second one here aldehyde. For aldehyde, the group can be represented as symbol of the group can be represented as CHO, and it can be written as al. Okay, next third one here ketone. You can observe here ketone. Ketone can be written as C double bond O C. Here it can be shown like this: C double bond O. We write it. It is on. It is secondary suffix. And the next one we can write it as carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. We will write it as COOH. Oic acid. We call it as oic acid. You see here, all of you. Oic acid. Okay, are you getting? The next one here, fifth one, amide. C double bond O NH2. CONH2. It is named as amide only. We can write here amide as a secondary suffix. Ethanamide, butanamide, propanamide, pentanamide, like that we'll write. And the next one here, sixth one, acid halide. Acid halide. That means C double bond O X. X can be here chlorine, bromine, iodine. Therefore, it can be written as oil halide. Oil halide. We say that. Okay, are you getting? Next one here, the seventh one you can write it as CN nitrile. We can write it as here nitriles. Nitriles, we say that the group is C triple bond N, CN. Here it is called nitrile. Cyanide also. Cyanides, we can say nitriles or cyanides, we call it as isocyanides. Next one, eighth one, you can see here isocyanide. Isocyanide can be written as, we can write here NC, N triple bond C. The name of secondary suffix here you can write it as isonitrile. Isonitrile. Okay. Here alcohols, ketones, aldehydes, carboxylic acids, amides, acid chlorides, acid halides, we can say here, nitriles, we can say that, and isonitriles, we can say here. And the next one, we can say that ester, COOR, we can say here, ninth one. Ninth one here, ester, we can consider esters. It can be COOR, COOR here, O8, we call it as O8, alkyl alkanoate, we can say that, alkyl alkanoate, alkyl alkanoate, we can say here, alkyl alkanoate, O8 group, we can say that, OATE, you have to keep that in mind, okay, right. Next, 10th one, we can write here, amines. Amines can be written as NH2. Here, amine only we can write here. And the next one, 11th one here, thiol, SH, thiols. You can write it as thiols. Thiols means SH. Here it is thiol only, we call it as. Next, 12th one, we can say alkyl amines. Alkyl amines. We say that here RNH. We say that N-alkyl amine. N-alkyl amine. And the next 13th one you can see here dialkyl amine. Dialkyl amine we can say here. Dialkyl amine means RNR. It is dialkyl amine. The name N comma N dialkyl amine. Dialkyl amine. You can say that. Okay. Here the functional groups. When you observe that, you can see here. Okay. Next one. Let us see here. 14th one. Anhydride. Anhydrides. In anhydrides, C double bond O, O, C double bond O. Okay, here. Oic anhydride, ethanoic anhydride, propanoic anhydride, we call it as here. Anhydride, we can say that. Next, 15th one, you can see here. Sulfonic acid. Sulfonic acid. SO3H. The group is here SO3H. Benzene sulfonic acid. The name is here same. Sulfonic acid. You have to write here. Okay. Yeah, these are the total 15 secondary suffixes. Okay. Yesterday we have gone through. If it is used as secondary prefix, hydroxy, oxo or formyl, oxo, carboxy, carbamyl, halocarbonyl, cyano. We have gone through secondary prefixes. Okay, when we use as secondary suffix, when we use it as secondary prefix, we'll go through while writing the names. If it contains more than one functional group, then here the order of priority of the functional groups will be there. In that, one is main functional group, another one is substrate. When the functional group which is taken as substituent, for that we have to use as secondary prefix. Okay, whichever we take the main functional group, then we write it as secondary suffix. Are you getting? Here the functional group, here secondary suffix means main functional group. Okay, here this is what here, it is not the main functional group. When it is not main functional group, then we can use it as prefix, secondary prefix. It is not main functional group. Then hydroxy, oxo, formyl, oxo, carboxy will use that. Okay, the order of priority will be there. It's a not main functional group, that is main functional group you have to consider. Okay, right. Keep that in mind, those 2 points. Okay, all right. Next one, especially we are going through some important prefixes. I am going to rub this here. Okay, here important prefixes, we'll go through that, and some prefix names, how to write. Okay, we will go through that also. Yeah, let's consider here right. Let's consider prefix n. Prefix n means, in the bracket you can write normal. What does it mean? Prefix n means, for example, if you take your CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. The name of this compound, here there are 4 carbons, therefore it's called butane. Which butane? N-butane we call it as. N-butane. N means normal butane we call it. But means here. Now you can represent that N means normal. Okay, it's a prefix, normal we call it as, and but means root word, n means primary suffix. Root word, primary suffix. Here n means normal, prefix we can say prefix n. Now one more is there, for example, prefix iso. Prefix iso. Iso can be used. When we can use iso? For example, you take here CH, CH3, CH3. Okay. Yeah, what is the meaning of iso here? The name of this compound is, if the methyl group is attached, I am writing the definition of iso. If the methyl group is attached, methyl group is attached to the second carbon from the terminal. From the terminal carbon. Then that is known as iso. Then that group is known as iso group. Okay. Yeah. Here, what is the name of this compound? This compound here we can observe, that is N-butane, we call it as. Here there are 4 carbons. This is called isobutane. Isobutane. What is the meaning of isobutane? Iso means here, if the methyl group is attached to second carbon from the terminal carbon. Okay, this is the terminal carbon. This carbon, any one of this carbon is called as terminal carbon. From the terminal carbon, second, this is the second carbon from the terminal. We can say here, second carbon from the terminal, and methyl group is attached to this second carbon, then it is called here, iso. Therefore, the name of this compound is iso. Iso is a prefix here. These are special prefixes: but, root word, and ane, primary suffix. We can say that. Okay, isobutane, we say that. Next one here, okay, keep that in mind, all of you. Next one, neo, prefix neo. Next one here, prefix neo. Third one, you keep that in mind, everyone. Yeah. Prefix neo. If you consider here, if the two alkyl groups are attached, to the second carbon from the terminal. Two methyl groups are attached, not alkyl groups. Two methyl groups are attached to the second carbon from the terminal. From the terminal carbon. Then it is called as neo. Then the group is known as neo. Neo, we can call it as. Okay. Here, example, you can consider the example here. CH3C. How many methyl groups? 2 methyl groups to the second carbon. Here, there are 2 methyl groups attached. This is the terminal carbon. It is the second carbon. How many methyl groups are attached to the second carbon? 2 methyl groups. This is terminal carbon. And 2 methyl groups are attached to second carbon. Okay, we can call it as second carbon. How many methyl groups? There are 2 methyl groups attached to then the name of this called here neopentane. Because total number of carbons how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 or 4. Neopentane. Here the neo is the prefix and pent is the root word. You can observe here, and n. Here it is primary suffix. Primary suffix. N is the primary suffix. We can say here. Okay, these are the special groups. We can write it. Okay, and next we will focus on some alkyl groups also. Okay, right. In next video, I am going to give you alkyl groups. Okay, the alkyl groups which are related to prefixes. Okay, we will go through that. We will continue this video in the next one. It will be continued. This part will be continued. Okay, yes. I am going to sign off here. Thank you very much. Okay, right.